What's good, man? Hanging with Beat Drop Podcast, episode 119. I'm grateful for you guys being here. Grateful for you guys listening or watching, whatever is your preference. 119 episodes, man. We in it. We in the game. Like I said, I'm grateful for you guys listening. Hopefully, we providing some good value for you, whether it's making you laugh or, getting some good gems for you, man. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys are doing good. Today what I want to speak about is two words, and hopefully I don't go all over the place, but that's kind of what I do. It's discipline and feelings. I think we all feel things, right? And I think today was the perfect example of not letting a feeling take over my mind and a decision to make. And what I mean by that is, today I woke up and, man, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and that's tough, because you don't want to wake up and the first thing you feel is like not wanting to do something, or you feel like all this pressure or a sense of overwhelmness, and today I woke up and I was like, man, I don't feel like working out. Like, I just don't feel it. I was like, nah, like I'm not feeling it. Like, and it sucks, and I hate to admit it, because I have made working out part of my identity. I really don't even see working out as a sense of something I have to do sometimes, or something that's much of a choice. I see working out more as like a shower, and well, you got to shower. I see it more as in that's just part of who I am. That's just part of my identity. So when I feel like today, when I felt like I didn't want to work out, your mind could start playing tricks on you. And this is why it's so important to really take care of your mindset, which we'll talk a little bit about mental praise in a bit. But it's really important to take care of your mindset and knowing how to get yourself out of that little moment. Because if I would have submit myself to that feeling, I would have not working out. I would have dropped little man to school, and the whole day that would have determined my little funk. That would have put me in a weird state of mind. So the word discipline really helped me out today, because I woke up and I was like, damn, it's cold, it's early, little man is looking comfortable. I just feel like hugging him and kissing him and just calling it a day. But I was like, nah, like you're disciplined, B, because it's crazy, because with time and understanding things, you start to have a more of a self understanding of why you do certain things. And I think for me, I've always loved working out. Like, I've always loved it. And there's been times where it's more about because I want to look a certain way. I've kind of like dismissed the reason of how it makes me feel. Just being completely transparent. I feel like sometimes you're so focused on like, I want to make sure I have my abs by this time and look like this. But, with time, you're like, okay, why do I want to feel like that? And I think we've talked about that before, like, is it because you want to be seen like that? Or is it because you really want to feel healthy? So it's crazy, because I've noticed, like, recently I was like, man, like, when I'm not working out, like when I'm not on my fitness, and I don't mean when I'm not working out, but when I'm not as disciplined as I know I can be, it kind of messes me up in a certain way. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. But when I'm at a good rhythm with the consistency and the discipline of working out, I have noticed that it allows me to go about my day a lot better. So the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because, what are you feeling today? What is it that you're feeling that you just don't want to do? Like either working out or eating clean, or I don't want to feel like I should say sorry first. I don't feel like being the bigger man, like stuff like that. And it's crazy, because I noticed how much that translates to a lot of things. Today, I kept thinking about discipline. And I got up and I was kind of like, man, like I don't feel like working out. Like I was like fighting against myself. And as I started to work out, I was like, damn, that's why. You feel me? Like, it's crazy how one little thing could really just change your whole perspective, you know? So when I started to work out, I noticed that I really love the feeling of working out. You feel me? And I didn't really see it like that for so many years. Like, I've just worked out because it's like it's healthy. You wanna be fit. But I think more recently I've noticed like, damn, like working out has really, changed the way I go about my day. Like just feeling um to do something that's hard, that burns. It's and to have the discipline to do it. And I was watching a podcast today because, like I said, like today I woke up in a weird ass funk. And before I could be so hard on myself, like, damn, why you waking like him? But then I was like, nah, let me feel this. What is God trying to tell me? And I also made the decision not to check I haven't been on social media the whole day today because I had to be aware of what I consume. I was like, okay, let me go about my day, let me kind of have this solitude to see why am I feeling these certain things. And I just kept listening to podcasts today. And this morning before I started recording, a great podcast I think you guys should check out is the Bedros Koulian show. It's super dope, funny guy, and he drops amazing gems. And he was talking about discipline today. When you're disciplined, you're more disciplined in your relationships, you're more disciplined in your business ideas. So go check out that episode because I feel like that's gonna help you out as far as discipline. I just wanted to share that because I've noticed that sometimes we could feel a lot of things. We could feel angry. We could feel all these negative emotions. I was thinking about how we could make that mental shift and how much your mind and how much you are, in a battle with yourself sometimes. You have to find this way of talking your way into things and talking your way out of things, which is hard, right? It's complicated because today I didn't want to work out. I could easily choose a narrative of like, well, you've been working out every day, you're fit, you look good. And I was like, nah, like that's not, like that Tom and Jerry, cartoon with like the devil's here and the angels here. Like, deep down inside, it's like, nah, this is a narrative to make me feel nice and cushy right now. But the discipline, if I really want to be at a higher state, I can't do that. Like that's not acceptable, And I think you have to make sure you hold yourself accountable, throughout your life because, I know sometimes it's good to have people hold you accountable, and I know we talked about who you surround yourself with, but in the end of the day, it's me, myself, and I. A lot of that time is you by yourself. You having to get yourself out of the bed. You having to say no a lot. You having to when you're out with your friends and they want to eat this and you have to say, nah, I don't eat that, and you're not feeling pressured of social norms. So it's, not to go down a complete different route, but I just wanted to talk about what kind of mental shift do I have to take in order to move forward, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I don't know what you're feeling today. I don't know what you've been feeling, but I really think that if we have to choose more powerful words. Sometimes I watch even a service where he says like, I'm a try instead of I'm a train. Trying is just like, oh, I'm a try. I mean, I try to eat healthy, but I'm a train to eat healthy. Like it's so crazy how a sudden shift of words could make such an impact. It's like when somebody tells you I like you or I love you. It's a big shift. Or I love you or I hate you. You feel me? Like those words are impactful. Today, as I was going about my workout, I kept saying to myself, choose powerful words because there's going to be days you're going to feel like this again. There's going to be seasons where you don't feel like doing what's best for you. You're going to either self-sabotage. You're going to feel moments of not wanting to do things that are good for your health, for your mind, for your relationships, for, your family. There's going to be seasons where you're going to have to get yourself out of a rut. And what you can lean on is these powerful words that you tell yourself and these powerful actions, because today I had to make an action to get myself out of that feeling. And I'm not perfect at all. I want to make sure I disclose that because, um, there's moments where I fall short, and I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. But I have to be like, I have to realize that I could do better than what I did today or that I did yesterday. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm in the present, right? And you know, self love. There's a, if you're interested into how can I talk to myself a certain way, I'm reading a book. It's How to Be Loved. It's by Humble the Poet. Um, Man, I haven't finished it, but I'm like midway. Such an amazing book. I mean, I was listening to Ed Milet's podcast, and he had him there, and I really liked how he was, holding the conversation and what he was saying, and about his book, and super impactful because I think a lot of times you hear people say like, "Hey, love yourself," or self love, and you're like, "What does that mean? Does that mean that I should eat, completely unhealthy for a week because that makes me feel good?" So sometimes that could be misleading, right? Like I think sometimes we don't understand what self-love means, or loving yourself. Does that mean I'm selfish? Like sometimes we don't know what that means because our whole life we've been accustomed to put others first. And I think about even me as a parent, if I think about, if there's one last fry and it's me and my son, I'm gonna offer it to my son. So I feel like there's so much times where you don't know what self-love means, and what necessarily does self-love mean. Is it you keep gassing yourself up? Is it a realistic, like it's so wide, right? So I was like, let me read this book. And man, I haven't finished it, but for what I read so far, he's at least for me I've been able to have a little bit more clarity into what some of those words mean. So I really recommend you check out that book. And even there's a part where it's like, what is self-care and self-love? When I hear that, it's like I might think it's almost the same thing, but he said something that I was like, man, that was really impactful, where he was like, self-care is you crying, and self-love is you being able to wipe those tears away. Now that's impactful because you're like, oh damn, like that's wild, right? So there's little gems like that where I was like, oh, that's real good, that's profound. So I recommend you read that book. And yeah, man, I just wanted to jump in here and share that with you guys. I hope that today, you really strive to work on becoming the best version of yourself, and stay patient. I think patience, it has been a word for me that I think God is like, he's stamped that word on me, because I'm like, man, I know I'm such an impatient person with so many things. And it's funny because there's things that I've been patient on that I might not even notice that I've been patient on. For example, like working out. Like I've had to be patient into seeing my body transform into a certain way, but I can't be patient when it comes to certain things about work. So that's the beauty of life. I think sometimes we could see life so black and white, but when I really sit down and have my meditations, I'm like, you know what, B, like, look at this, look at that, and you're like, all right, cool. So yeah, I think that's another word maybe we'll talk about the next week, is about patience. I was talking to Nessa about it, and she was just laughing because she was like, yeah, but you could be a little impatient. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So everybody gonna tell me, when I ask y'all how impatient, and everybody's like, yeah, you're super impatient. I've asked a lot of my close circle, like, am I impatient? And it's like, oh yeah, you're super impatient. And I'm like, tight, cool. But hey, it's all good. I'm persistent. I just want to enjoy life. um, but yeah, man, thank you guys for hanging out. Love y'all. Remember, understand your feelings, but let's be disciplined in the person that we want to become. And we're already March, not first week of March, and time is flying. So I hope that you're setting yourself with some good goals. And in about a month, I gotta figure out how to get these WrestleMania tickets. So if anybody's listening that has a plug, let your boy know, because I saw them tickets and I said, man, oh man, my little man was like, Dad, please, like, oh my God, I will be so thankful. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, those prices, honey. Like, I'm like, the tax return is not gonna cover that. But yeah, little man wants to go to WrestleMania, so hopefully we could figure that out. So if anybody has a plug, let your boy know, because you know, it's hot out here for a dad who's trying to get tickets and be the best. Anyways, love y'all. Much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Go check out mentalpraise.com. You know, I'm excited. I'm praying to God every day that He gives me, that He speaks to me, gives me revelations into what I could do to be the best version of myself for you guys, for my family, for my loved ones, and for any stranger, and to just make an impact moving forward to love yourself. Yes, sir. All right, man. Hang with BJ Podcast. Have a beautiful day. Peace.